Hello vinyl community and Happy New Year! It's now 2026 and it's time to summarize 2025, and I'm gonna do it as I did last year with an award show where I give out awards to my best record finds during 2025, and I will also give out some special awards to some VC channels at the end. Some statistics. I bought around 150 records during last year, and if I compare to other collectors, that is not much. I mean, Stunty had like 700 records, and Dom had like 400 records or so. But I know I don't buy as much as these guys do. But around 150 records, and of those were like 60 7-inch records. So I really like to buy those little records as well. Anyway, this award show, I have divided all my purchases into different genres. You know, I collect Psych, I collect folk, I collect Flying Nun records from New Zealand, I collect indie rock and stuff like that. So I have divided my purchases into categories, and I'm going to give out the best award for each category. So let the fun begin. This is the Vinyl Stockholm 2025 award show. So we're going to start with the first category, and it's the Psych records. I'm a big Psych collector and I love this type of music. So the first category is Turn On, Tune In and Drop the Needle Award. And the nominees are the Psychedelic Sounds of 13th Floor Elevators. This is a 1967 press in mono that I picked up in Den Bosch. So it's not the first one, but it's like an early second press. And I picked up this at the fair, the last day at the fair for a great price. And I mean, what a classic. I have all the Elevators albums. Easter Everywhere is my favorite, but this is also a classic, of course. So this is the mono pressing from 67, these labels. The next nominee is a really cool Swedish psychedelic album by Scorpion. I Am the Scorpion, in this lovely silver foil kind of cover. Very, very fragile cover. Came out in this really thin gatefold. Really cool psychedelic artwork here. I picked this up at the Record Mania in Stockholm, the little store, and I just love this artwork. Just look at this guy and all these fairies or elves or whatever dancing around him. Produced by Kim Fowley, and this is a classic Swedish underground record from 1970. Nominated in the Tune In, Turn On and Drop the Needle Award. The next nominee is Witch, Lazy Bones. This, I won't even put it out of the plastic cover. It's not the best condition, as you can see, but it's a solid original. Such a cool band, such a cool LP. But I mean, it's like a G+ record. It plays with background noise, but yeah. I normally never have this condition on my records. I try to go for better condition, but these Zambian originals are really hard to find in any condition, and it's like impossible to find them in excellent or mint condition. So this is what I have, and I'm still really happy with it. And the last nominee in this Psych category is an album I haven't shown, but I picked it up in Den Bosch. I didn't have time to show it in the video, but it came so long, my Den Bosch video. So, but I picked up first Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experience from 1967. This is the UK original. The UK original on track. So, I mean, this is a record that everyone knows about. Don't have to say so much about it. It has some absolutely classic Psych tracks. It has some tracks that you are so bored with. I thought I wanted this in my collection anyway. So this is nominated for Best Psych Album. So the winner in this first category goes to, drum roll, Which? Lazy Bones. We Intend to Cause Havoc. This fantastic album that I picked up, really glad to have found it. And you know, when you have this Zambian original and you put it on, and when the music starts, I mean, it's just like you're in another world. It's a really, really cool trip to listen to these original LPs. Even with all the crackles and background noise, it's still a really cool experience to listen to it. So, my winner for this first category goes to Which? Time for the next category. You know, I love to collect folk and folk rock records, and these are records you don't need to play on a really loud volume. So, it's time for the category, the Rainy Afternoon Award. You know, I'm a big folk collector. I love to collect folk rock, singer-songwriters and folk in general. I always buy a lot of these records, especially when they have some psychedelic elements in them, or when they have are recorded a bit lo-fi or primitive, or you know, that type of folk I really, really like. There were a lot of records to choose from in this category for me, but I have picked out a few that I'm extra happy with. The first nominee is Lal and Mike Watterson, Bright Phoebus. I picked up a UK original earlier this year in this lovely gatefold cover. This album has some tracks that I absolutely love, and I found a really nice UK original on the Trailer label. So this is the first nominee in the folk category. The next nominee is Goldberg, Misty Flats. This lovely singer-songwriter, private press, US copy. This is still in the shrink. I actually bought it still sealed. Thanks to Dom for helping me with this. And I bought it on Discogs sealed. They sent it to Dom. He opened it and repacked it and sent it in a big deal we had. So I'm really glad to find this. Because these records don't turn up in Sweden, but they do in America. Morning on the lake, summer in my dreams, birds on the wing, and they're coming home to feed. The next record is another one that I got a little help from Dom to find. This is actually I bought from Dom, or we traded. This is John Fahey, Dance of Death and Other Plantation Favorites. That's the volume 3 of his 60s recordings. And this is a US original. It came with different cover art, but this is the first. It's a Tacoma original. This is another artist that these records don't turn up here in Sweden or Europe. Really hard one to find here, so I'm really glad that I could pick this one up. And I just love John Fahey, and I just love the lo-fi recording qualities to these records as well, and the kind of DIY aesthetics. So this was really cool to find. And the last one to be nominated in the Rainy Afternoon Award is Anne Briggs. A lovely UK folk records that I also picked up down in the Netherlands. And this is, as you can see, just a lovely copy. There she is with her guitar and the dog out in the wild. And lovely condition on this UK original. This record has some really fine songs, and actually she's doing a cover of Fine Horseman from the Lal and Mike Waterson album that I showed earlier. I'm a big fan of UK folk, so this was cool to find. And the winner in the Rainy Afternoon Award goes to, drum roll, John Fye, Volume 3, Dance of Death and Other Plantation Favorites. Yes, this is such a cool album. I love that I have an original here. Really cool to have them. And I'm looking for the other ones, especially the first one, but that's an impossible record to find. But maybe one day. Thanks again, Dom, for this. The next category is to the indie rock albums, and when I put these records together I noticed that all of them has been praised by the critics at the time, and they stood the test of time, and they are now considered to be classic within the genre. So therefore I call this category the Critics Were Actually Right Award. And the nominees are Pavement, Slanted Enchanted, their debut album from 1992. This is a UK pressing that I picked up during this year on the Big Cat label. This is of course an absolutely classic, and I'm a big fan of the early Pavement sound. I like them later on as well, but the first sound with the first drummer, they were more wild and chaotic, and I just love this kind of unpolished sound that they had on the early recordings. So this is the first nominee. The next nominee is Ween, Pure Guava. What an absolutely classic album. Lo-fi recorded back in the 90s by Dean and Gene Ween. And I listened to this when it came out back in the days. Of course, we listened to Push the Little Daisies, that was like an MTV hit or something. But at the time I thought they were like a comedy band or something, because they used this pitch up, pitch down vocals and sounding like some Walt Disney characters or something. But this album is filled with great tracks and filled with this like warm, hazy, analog recording style, and just great songs, very trippy in parts. So it's like a 90s Psych record and lo-fi record, and I absolutely love this LP. I picked up a UK original on this double LP, so that is of course nominated to the best indie album of the year. The next nominee is Shoes, Black Vinyl Shoes from 1977. This was a private press, like a really fussed out power pop album, home recorded, has all these great songs and great sound that I absolutely love. And this might not be like a 90s indie record, but it was, this type of sound they had was really influential on the indie music that would come later on, I think. So this is of course nominated to the Critics Were Actually Right Award. And I picked up this like unplayed copy down in Den Bosch, and with all the inserts and everything, so I'm really glad to have found this absolutely classic. And it's actually in the Acid Archives. It's not the typical Acid Archives music, but it's in there, and it's a private press, and it's a really cool album. So shoes, black vinyl shoes from 1977. And the last to be nominated in the Critics Were Actually Right award is not an LP, it's more like an EP, but I had to include it in this category as well. And it's the debut from Stereolab, Super 45, that came out in 1991. This is a UK 10-inch original in this, with these 4 tracks, released on the Duophonic Super 45. Labels looks like this. So this is the first ever release by the band, and I'm a big fan of the early Stereolab sound. I mean, I like Stereolab all the way. They did so many different genres, but on this one it's more like the krauty shoegaze indie rock with these dreamy vocals and everything. So this is an absolutely killer, and it's of course nominated. And the winner in this category goes to, drum roll, Stereolab. Yes. According to Discogs, it was limited to 800 copies when it was released, and it was on the wall in Den Bosch, and I just had to grab it. You never see this one, and I'm really glad that I found this. So this is the winner, and I mean, this was a hard category because I had so many cool records in this category. Now it's time for the DIY from the Other Side of the World award. Yeah, if you have been following my channel, you know I'm a big collector of Flying Nun, and I love to collect their 80s releases and their early stuff, mainly EPs and singles and the stuff that they did back in the mid-80s. So many cool records came out from that label, and here are some that I have nominated for my best Flying Nun records during this year. The first one to be nominated is the debut LP by The Bats, called Daddy's Highway from 1987. And this is the New Zealand original, but not on the custom labels, it's on these regular Flying Nun labels. They had changed to these labels when they did this LP. And this is just fantastic debut full length. They had released a couple of EPs before, but The Bats is one of the best bands from Flying Nun. And this LP, I got a little help from one of my viewers, Jens, down in Germany. He found it at his local seller and he gave me a tip and I bought it. So thank you, Jens, for helping me secure this one. The next one to be nominated is Look Blue, Go Purple. Well, isn't this lovely album cover? This is an EP that came out in 1985. I bought the 2 first EPs from this band down in Den Bosch this year, and they are both really cool, but I choose this one because of the nice album cover. And this one actually has a cool insert with it, like a comic strip. So a really cool one to find and add to my Flying Nun collection. The next nominee from Down Under is The Chills with their amazing single Pink Frost. This was also bought from America with help from Dom, and yeah, this is one of my favorite 7-inch singles on Flying Nun. If I would do a top 5, it would be in there, of course. So this is nominated. And the last one to be nominated from Flying Nun is, of course, Tall Dwarfs with their really cool canned music EP. This one is from 1983, really cool one. Also came with a big insert with cool artwork. Wonderful DIY home recorded weird stuff from these 2 guys. Hard to describe, you have to listen to it yourself. Great band with Chris Knox. And the winner in this Flying Nun category goes to Pink Frost. Yes, one of my all-time favorites from this label, and what a great tune, and the B-side is great as well. Fantastic single. I'm really glad to have found a New Zealand original. So this is the winner. Two more categories, and this one is called the Art School Dropout Award. This category goes into more artsy music. There's some crowd, some experimental, and some just art pop, art rock. I don't know what to call it, but the first one, Kraftwerk 2, picked up a German original of this lovely LP, and was released on the Philips labels. So this is their second album, when they were still like this artsy kind of kraut band with flutes, and they have, yeah, but you can still hear some elements of what would be classic Kraftwerk in this one, and a great addition to the collection. So, nominated Kraftwerk 2. Next one is an album from 2005, and it's the last LP from Broadcast called Tender Buttons. I picked up a UK original of this during this summer, and I fell in love with it. It's a really cool LP. Came with a inner sleeve. This was released on Warp Records, and you know Warp, they released some really interesting music in the early 2000s, and Broadcast is of course one of the great bands. The next nominee is another album by Stereolab. This is their Emperor Tomato Ketchup from 1996, and this is the UK first press that I found here in a local record store. This came out on this gold, yellow gold splattered kind of vinyl, glittery vinyl. And I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of colored vinyl or this type of stuff. I want my records to be black, but it's a great album and it's nominated. And the last album to be nominated is Can, Tagomago. This absolutely wonderful krautrock LP from 1971. And this is the UK original in this kind of, I don't know if you can see, textured sleeve. And it's in brilliantly mint condition. I don't know if you can see this. But when you find a record in this condition, just go for it. And it was a decent price for such a minty copy of this one. This is very fragile. This is with this envelope cover. Yeah. And a great LP, of course. And the winner in the Art School Dropout Award goes to, drumroll, Broadcast, Tender Buttons. Really nice one, and I'm really glad that I found a UK original this year. Now it's time for the last category, and I call it the Singles Don't Get Enough Respect Award. You're so wild that I have to travel miles just to get a clean, fresh breeze on my face. You know, singles, many in the vinyl community don't collect singles, and I don't really know why. I absolutely love to collect these small records. They have some fantastic music that was only released on singles, and they are so cool to find, and I love to collect them. And so this category is to give them some more respect and show you my best finds of the year. And the first one is Brigitte Bardot and Serge Gainsbourg with Bonnie and Clyde. This absolutely killer single, And I mean, Brigitte Bardot, she just passed away a couple of weeks ago. Very sad, but she was like 92 or something. But this is an absolutely killer single. This is a French original on Fontana. Next one is a big one from Germany. Cindy and Bert with their Der Hund von Baskerville. What a cool single. This is a cover of Paranoid by Black Sabbath, of course. But they sing different lyrics in German about the Sherlock Holmes classic, The Hounds from Baskerville. Really cool one that I picked up, a German original on this Cornet label. Absolutely killer single. Really glad that I found it. Cindy and Bert.
Wer verbreitet Angst und Schrecken? Wer vernichtet, was will? Jeder sucht sich zu verstecken vor dem Hund von Baskerville. Wen anfällt, dieser Hund.
The next nominee is Galaxy 500 with Tugboat, with the B-side King of Spain. I have shown this before, of course. This is the debut single that they released back in 1988. This is not the absolute first one because the first one had blue graphics here, but this is the second press from the same year, and I'm glad that I found this in a local store here in Stockholm. What a killer single. Two absolutely stunning tracks. It's a B-side King of Spain, that's a non-album track, but Tugboat is of course from their debut album. Produced by Kramer, who added a lot of reverb to their recordings that gave them this lovely reverby sound that we all love. What a fantastic band, Galaxy 500. And the next one is a absolutely killer psychedelic track, Tom Day, I Shall Walk. And as you can see, this label is quite rough. Many of these records were like destroyed in a flood or something, so almost all labels are destroyed, but the record is really great and sounds really great. And this is just a killer Psych track from 1970 by this guy Tom Day, and he's called Tom Day Turned On. Yeah, smashing single, absolutely lovely, and one of the best finds this year.
You're so wild that I have to travel miles just to get a clean, fresh breeze on my face.
And the winner, yes, Galaxy 500. It could be any one of these actually, but I had to pick out the debut from Galaxy 500. Such a classic single and such a great one. So this is my best find this year. So it's time for the prestigious award, the best VC channel of 2025. And last year when I did this award show, I nominated a bunch of VC channels that I liked, and I have decided they can't be nominated this year. So if you were nominated last year, you're not going to be nominated this year. But I love all of you who was nominated last year, and thanks for all the great videos you have put out during the year. But anyway, these are new channels that hasn't been nominated before. And the first channel is Giant Orange Records by Stefan from Florida, I think. He has a great channel. He puts a lot of work into his videos. And he has all these cool characters that helps him out, like Mr. Critique and the indie rock guy, and a lot of fun to watch his channel. He has a great taste in music. He collects a lot of 60s stuff, and I love to listen to him talk about music. So Giant Orange Records, you're nominated for the best VC channels. Well done. The next channel I want to nominate is Records with Jay by Jay Ferguson up in Toronto, Canada. And he has a great channel. If you haven't subscribed to him, go there immediately and do it. And Jay, he has a killer collection and he shows so much interesting music, stuff that are new to me, that are like, my want list always grows when I see his videos. So, and that's what the VC is all about, showing records and recommending to each other cool records. So thanks Jay for the videos you have put out this year, and you are nominated for the best VC channel. The next nominee goes to Psychedelic, one of the big channels in this vinyl community, at least when it comes to psych music. And I mean, he wasn't nominated last year, but I have been following him for a long time and I love his stuff that he puts out. And it's always interesting to hear him talk about psychedelic music, and yeah, he also talks about his life, and he's also a musician. I know many people in the VC are musicians. But anyway. And the last nominee goes to Chris, Vinyl Piper, who has had a really great year. He has such a killer collection of rarities and cool psych records and other stuff. And he shows some real monsters on his channel. So always interesting to see what he's up to. And I love that he brings his camera out and film from all the record stores that he goes to. And he has been starting to do live streams, so he put a lot of work into his channel, and it's a great one. So Chris, you're nominated for the best VC channel 2025. The winner, the best VC channel 2025 goes to Records with Jay, Jay Ferguson in Canada. He hasn't done many videos, but they are top-notch, and I love to listen to him talk about records. And I always get really inspired when I watch his channel. So congratulations, Jay, you're the winner of the best VC channel 2025. And for the best live stream, I won't do any nominations on this one. It just goes to, drumroll, VC Social Club, the Vinyl Community Social Club with Jason Rojas and gang. Great discussion thing to watch. The only downside is that they are airing it in the middle of the night here, so I always watch it later the day after, so I can't really be a part and commenting and stuff. So Jason, if you're watching, change the time of your live stream so the Europeans here can take part of it. I mean, Stunt is always there, but he seems to be awake all night anyway. So, but a great live stream with great topics. So thank you everyone for tuning into this award show where I showed my best finds during 2025, and I gave out the award to the best VC channel. But all channels in the vinyl community are winners here, because we all do this because we love music and we love records, and we just do it, put it out to the world. And this is a great little community, and I'm glad to be part of it. I feel I'm part of it actually, even though I'm not doing live streams so much. And I watch so many of your channels, and I try to watch as much as I can, and I try to comment on as many as I can. Anyway, I'm rambling here. This is a long video. I hope 2026 will be a killer year for everyone, and I hope you find all your grails, and I hope you will join me in 2026. Anyway, thanks all for tuning in, and until next time, be sure to be cool, buy records, be kind to each other, and listen to music and expand your mind. Peace out.